We have Kaitlan Collins and Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw on Real Time with Bill Maher discussing a range of issues that I thought would make for a pretty good watch. So I've got a few clips lined up and we can knock them down one by one.
He's never said he's backing away from Ukraine. What he has said is it should be a loan, we should have mining rights, Europeans should pay more, all things I think we all agree with.
Okay.
Except that whole impeachment thing.
Which part? The ones that Democrats impeached him for?
Withholding aid to Ukraine.
The thing that Biden did before that.
Point.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, but that's diplomacy, and Biden did the exact.
That's not diplomacy.
Biden did the exact same thing, literally to the exact same country.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Really?
he did.
What did he do?
He was bragging about withholding aid unless they fired that the prosecutor.
A corrupt prosecutor,
right,
which
exactly.
is what your party complains about.
That's
when
diplomacy.
sending aid to them.
To be clear, these are not the same things at all. As part of a bipartisan effort to remove a corrupt prosecutor, Victor Shokin, Biden leveraged $1 billion in aid to force Ukraine's hand in his ouster. This was hand in hand with other international countries as well. The International Monetary Fund had $40 billion in total that it threatened to delay, and it was clear for an American goal. Trump, on the other hand, withheld aid unless Ukraine would give him dirt on Joe and Hunter Biden, dirt that didn't exist, but that he wanted to use to help his chance of re-election, so doing to aid himself, not the country or any bigger goal. That's quid pro quo. It's a lot different. It's also illegal, and equating the two is horrendously disingenuous.
It's ABC debate.
ABC debate.
If it happens, I still think it's an open question of
Really?
whether or not it happens.
Trump's going to go. He's got to.
You think Trump is going to pull out?
I think Trump is nervous about it. I think Trump, I talked to a lot of sources in his world. I think he has really struggled with it. It's not just a narrative or a talking point from Democrats. He really has struggled with how to combat her. And I think going into that debate, he does not really want to do it. I think it's difficult, if not impossible, for him to pull out because his campaign manager had cards printed that said anywhere, anytime, any place for President Biden, and it would look weak. But I don't think he's looking forward to it at this point.
No.
I think the specter of September 18th is driving him crazy. He's going to have to sit in that courtroom, and that judge is going to lecture him. Now, I don't know if he's going to have jail time, but there's going to be some imposition on his liberty.
Yeah, September is going to be a pretty rough one for Trump, getting trounced by Kamala in a debate to start and then getting sentenced as well about halfway through. And I agree with Kaitlan. I think he has too much pride to pull out of the debate, but I think he's shaking in his boots about it. I think pride is what made him accept in the first place, even if he did have to be dragged kicking and screaming first off to do it. But the fact that she wouldn't bend to his demands, he realized he would look weak if she showed up to this debate and he didn't. So he finally agreed, but he's yet to find an effective strategy in attacking her. She's shown the ability to prosecute his crimes in real time. She's sharper, younger, and rhetorically more effective. It's all going to be a bad look for Trump after the first half of his campaign was built around mental decline to now be the old, bumbling, delusional man on the stage.
To act like what Democrats have done before, which is often something that Republicans, when we have them on my show, say when we talk about January 6th and the fake electors and Trump refusing to admit that he lost the election. There was barely a peaceful transfer of power. They actually wouldn't even allow them to move forward with getting federal funding to start the transition for weeks. I remember it was because we found out about a little known position that no one in the federal government even really knew much about because of that. But also, the difference then is Joe Biden went and certified the election. He was the vice president then, and he certified Donald Trump's election and
So did Mike
there
Pence.
was not a massive.
Because
Mike Pence was pressured not to by Donald Trump.
The entire process of certification is bullshit. It's unconstitutional. Democrats opened this door. Republicans ran through it. Congress, I'm hearing boos in the audience. The Constitution, yes, they did. Three elections in a row.
You cannot compare
I can.
And this is such a weak attempt that Republicans always try to pull. No Democrat ever has enlisted fake electors, pressured the sitting vice president to accept those fake electors and go against the Constitution in doing so, and then pressured other state officials to find them votes that did not exist, then went on to also open over 60 court cases in hopes to overturn the results. This is not even close to comparable to Hillary Clinton being a crybaby about losing. They're two different levels. One is fraud and one is, oh, you couldn't handle losing. In our history, we've never seen fraud at that level, these kind of attempts to thwart a free and fair election, and God forbid, we never will again. Republicans just need to take that one on the chin, but of course they can't as long as they're still allowing Trump to be at the top of their ticket.